Alright, so, about 3 years ago, I got into a bad bike accident. And when I say bad, I mean terrible. It was awful. I was riding home from my friend's house. I spent the night there the night before. I didn't want to take the main road because there were a lot of cars and wanted to avoid getting hit. So I took a route through the woods. And this particular route had a steep slope at the beginning. It was really, really steep. It was almost 90 degrees, it seemed to me. So I started going down this hill, and I'm trying to ride the brakes down, and then in the middle of the hill, I realized, oh wow, my brakes are out. So I'm speeding down this hill. I'm going like Mach 10. I'm going down this hill to avoid wiping out on the sidewalk and cheese grating my face. I swerve into the tree line and immediately hit a tree. Now, when that happened, my bike decided it was going to stop, and I decided I was just going to fly away. And I hit the tree and then proceeded to roll down a hill, sprained my arms, my everything, every joint you could possibly imagine, skinned up my arm, and it was terrible. And I thought I was done for. I thought I was finished. But you know what? I wasn't. I had to pick myself up, pick up my bike, and walk home. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you the way out so you can endure. This verse would later prove to be one of the most influential in my life. Fast forward into the school year, and I get into the car, and right away there's something wrong. My father's on the phone, his voice is just shaky, and it scared me because I'd never heard him talk like it before. And then get home that night, and my parents sit me down and told me the worst news of my life. They told me that they're going to be divorcing, and that just came down on me because my parents had always been my superheroes. I had looked up to them for every little thing, and they were untouchable in my eyes up until that point. And then I continued to the school year. I get accepted into a really good art school in the town, and things started to get better, but I really didn't know what situation my parents were in. I didn't know whether they were together. I didn't know whether they were separated because they lived in the same house. I didn't know if there was that connection anymore. And then in the second semester of the school year, I get even worse news. My mom is driving me home, and she tells me that her and my father are definitely separated, and that we're going to be moving away in 2 months to Jacksonville. And I have an audition for a new school in 6 days. And that amount of information just coming down on me with 2 tons of bricks, it was the worst thing I ever felt. It just crushed me. I started becoming more and more depressed. I started separating myself from my friends, my family. I didn't want anything to do with it. And then moving in. We got to Jacksonville. I walked up the stairs into my room, sat down in the bed, and just completely shattered. It was awful. I felt so completely alone because I didn't know anyone here except my family. And it was the worst I've ever felt. But then one night I went to a church service. Sitting in the back of the room, I was listening to the guest speaker on the stage. He started addressing everything that we go through. Depression, divorce, you name it, I had gone through it. And I knew right then it was God speaking to me. I got saved that night. After that, I signed up for my first fine arts festival. Then I signed up for my first mission trip. Before I knew it, I was a student leader in the church. And to think I could go from being some depressed, low-life kid to a student leader in a church is proof enough that God has a plan for each and every one of us. Just like I wasn't finished with my bike ride home, God was not finished with His plan.
That's right.
I believe that I've been sent here to show you that no matter what you go through, no matter what you've done, no matter how much you want to be finished, God is not finished with you.
Right.
He still has a plan for you. He's still calling your name.
Amen.
You have to wake up and answer that call. He's right in your face. He wants you. You just have to go to Him. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think for you." It says thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future. God has intentions and a plan for you to have hope and eventually have peace. 1 Corinthians 10:13 literally tells you that God will not give you that no matter what happens, no matter how hard things are, He is still there in front of you. I want to challenge you to answer the call. I want to challenge you to open your eyes and see that God is not finished, because I believe I am living proof that God is not finished. Wow. Thank you.